Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Super Mario Odyssey playthrough. So we are descending from the dark side of the moon and returning to the world below because obviously our Odyssey must continue, and the brilliant thing is that we're going to go on a nice, very quick world tour. So I mean, this part is going to be longer, obviously, because this is Bonneton. We didn't really get to explore Bonneton properly the last time round, because we didn't really have much that we could do. But now, it's open to us, and it's brilliant. We've got purple coins to pick up, we've got a whole bunch of power moons, and I'm pretty sure that, apart from maybe found with Cap Kingdom art, we're going to find every single power moon that the Cap Kingdom has to offer. So, yes. It's going to be an absolute delight. So one of the things that's brought up on the Super Mario Wiki is that it's very likely that Bonneton is based on London, due to the architecture that is visible in the background. It's sort of very, very British. You've also got the misty environment, because obviously it's grey and a little bit miserable. That's basically the UK most days. But also the fact of obviously the top hats, it's very Victorian England feel. And look! It's Peach on her very own Odyssey. Yes, that is right. She's visiting all the places that she visited once before, but this time on her own terms. Further proof that Princess Peach don't need no man. And she'll give you a power moon in every kingdom, and it's a delight because you get to go back to all the kingdoms and find Peach. You can do it in any order, so that doesn't matter, but it's just great fun. And I really, really, really love it. But yes, as I was saying, with the whole UK Bonneton thing, the other thing is that a lot of the Bonnetons use sort of stock British expressions and hat-themed parodies thereof. So, yes, it's got a very British feel to it, which I do find to be quite fun. So, obviously in English it's called the Cap Kingdom, but pretty much everyone else called it Hat. So, the Japanese is Boshi no Kuni, Hat Country, and actually also the subtitle for the kingdom changes as well, because it's Cap Kingdom, home of tradition, propriety, and hats. Very proper indeed. The Japanese Boshi no Kuni, Dento to Kakushiki no Aru Shinshi Shukujo no Kuni. Hat Country, country of ladies and gentlemen with formalities and traditions. Brilliant. Something else that's quite important is obviously there's these rocks. You'll have seen them throughout the game. And once you beat Bowser, and you know you did that whole thing, it pointed out that these things were there. They're all activated now, so you can go and find them, hit them with Cappy, and they will go boom. And in going boom, they unlock a whole bunch of new power moons. Yep, you may have thought you just had a few left to collect. Oh no, there are loads more. Happens in every kingdom, whole bunch of new moons pop up. The thing that I do really like is that all of those moons are signposted on your map. Some of them are quite easy, some of them are quite difficult. It just sort of gives you a little bit of extra challenge. It's just awesome, I love it. And this is obviously where I had a lot of problems in the early part of replaying through Odyssey, because when I kind of 100%ed Odyssey, I did a lot of it in the post-game, so a lot of moons that I remembered are in this phase of the game rather than actually you can get them before, because a lot of them obviously you can't, and that was a bit frustrating, but it's just one of those things that you deal with. But it doesn't really matter now, because we're just going to get everything that's going to be beautiful. But yes, going back to names, the Spanish for Cap Kingdom is Reino Sombrero, Tierra de Tradición, Elegancia y Sombrería. Hat Kingdom, land of tradition, elegance and headgear. The French, Pays de Chapeaux, Patrie de Tradition, de Convenances et de Couvre-chef. Hat's country, homeland of traditions, conformities and headgear. The Dutch is, it's quite funny, the Dutch is Hodenrijk, om je pet voor af te nemen. Hat realm, to take your cap off. Germany, well in the German it's Hutland, Einland de Tradition, Elegance and de Hut. So hat country, land of tradition, elegance and hats. Italian, Regno del Cappello, terra di tradizioni, terra di tradizioni, modestia e capelli. Hat Kingdom, land of traditions, modesty and hats. The Russian is Szlapnoi Svatstvo mir tradicji koroshik mana I Schlam. Hat Kingdom, land of tradition, good manner and hats. Annoyingly, the Korean and the Chinese don't have a subtitle. It's just Moja Wanguk for Korean, Cap Kingdom, and Maozi Guo in Chinese, I think, which is just Hat Country. But then all of the things for Bonneton change quite dramatically, because obviously Bonneton is that whole thing of the ton in like town. Bonnet is a type of hat, old-fashioned-y style. So the Japanese call it kaburon, which comes from kaburu, which is to put on, and the description is Dento no Kenchiku Yoshiki de Senren Sareta Machi, a town refined by traditional architectural style. Spanish is Villa Chistera, top hat town. Un pueblo clásico y refinado, a classic and refined town. The French call it Haute de Bourg, which comes from Haute de Forme for top hat, and Bourg, which is a common suffix for villages in France. And the description is l'élégance d'une architecture très feutrée, elegance of a very felted architecture. The Dutch call it Hoedpoort, waar Hodenmaken en hoofdzaak is. Hatport, where hat making is a main issue. The Germans call it Zlindrien, een stad de cultivierten hoedmakerie. So from Zlinder, which is top hat, and a city of cultivated hat making. Italian Borgo Tuba, dove raffinatezza e modesteria sono di casa. Chew village where refinement and modesty are at home. The Russian is Bonneton, thank God. Gorod Galanterenaya Mekta. Bonneton city haberdashery dream. And then the Korean Morion and the Chinese is Dai Bu Lun, which is a portmanteau of Dai, to wear, and well, to wear a hat, and Bonneton's Japanese name. So it's the Kaburon. So the Bu Lun is the Bu Ron bit. It's just Dai instead of Ka. So yeah, very fascinating that there is such a difference in terms of how they named the Cap Kingdom and Bonneton in that sense. But oh well, that's fine by me. And also, yes, thanks ever so Although really most Brits, if they were going to say that, would be thanks ever so much. You see, sometimes you need actual British people to go over your Britishisms to make sure that they're correct. And oh, this is fun, I love this one. We get to roll! And yeah, this is just a delight. Because, like, it's proper physics-based as well. So you do have to do a bit of precision rolling. Annoyingly, you are forced to just roll down the entire thing. So if you miss that the first time, you're going to have to come back around and do it again. But it's still just... it's just fun. Pretty much any time this music plays, you're generally in for quite a bit of fun. It's a pretty good cue. Although I know that there is a particular power moon in this area, which we're going to get, well, in Bonneton, which... oh! Yes, I quite wanted to murder it by the time I was done. Definitely the first time round. That was not a delight, not in the slightest. Yeah, I have to say, I do really like Bonneton. Part of me listens to the music and thinks, oh, part of me wishes that there was a slightly more exciting piece of music to go with this. Because, yeah, it's just that little bit dull. Not that it's a bad piece of music at all, I quite enjoy it, but I don't know, I mean, obviously I'm always going to be one to go for more upbeat, more tempo songs, just because they get the blood pumping a little bit more, they're just that bit more listenable, shall we say. So, like, I would quite happily listen to the Woody Kingdom on a soundtrack. I'd quite happily listen to, obviously, Gusty Garden Galaxy. I'd quite happily listen to, well, a lot of things, really. But the music for Bonneton just sort of sits in the same category area, really, as this, of just being a little bit bland, a little bit beige. And really, there's not really a whole lot you can do on that one. There's not really a whole lot to say about it either. Other than to say that jumping with the frog is still a lot of fun. And obviously, as per, there are 2 moons in this area, so it's just a case of making sure that you look up there to realise that that's where you need to go, because I mean, you could very easily just completely miss that. It's not a difficult moon to get, but it's certainly a difficult moon to spot. But yes, I can tell you now, we are coming up to the moon of my nightmares. Because I can see it. So, obviously, I've said before how I record my actual commentary. I do it in my video editing software, and I can see the waveform of the audio of the part. But what I can also see is 3 kind of thumbnail images from the video, because I kind of do my non-com video, shove that into the software and then do it that way, so then I'm watching effectively what you're going to watch, but it just means that the software can keep up a little bit more. It's not having to put in all the editing and the higher quality footage to deal with. It's not going 60 FPS either. It just makes it easier, so that then I can just do the commentary and not have to worry about it, but everything's still in sync. But yeah, so I get to see these sort of 3 thumbnails of like the beginning, the end, and the middle of the part. I mean, I think I can I change it? No, you have to see that all the time. And the beginning and the end generally aren't that indicative of what's happening, unless, you know, I'm starting immediately in something. But the middle one can be a very, very helpful little thing. Because, yeah, it can point out things that are coming in that sort of area. And let's just say I can see it and it's taunting me. And I will never like that particular moon. It's an asshole. But it's fine because, you know, we've got these 4 purple hat coins, which are adorable. And then we've only got like 15 more to find, so we're quids in, really. Oh, there's even more here! Oh, brilliant! Only 10 more to find. I love it when a plan comes together. Particularly when you don't even realise that it's a plan and that anything's actually happening. And yeah, I'll just leave that frog in the treasure chest. It doesn't need to come back out. Oh, I can be a monster, can't I? Oh good. Speak to Captain Toad first, get the Happy Moon, get the one that's going to make me feel really, really smiley and just think, ah, all is good with the world, before you tear me asunder. I mean, the moon is incredibly pretty. Part of me wishes that I'd actually been able to see the super blue blood moon, because I'm sure that was quite epic, but yeah, I was asleep. But yes, this moon. Oh boy! It drove me potty. When we did it in Hellfire Comms, it drove us all potty there. Mostly Tom, because obviously it's a bit of a nightmare. I still don't like it. It would be fine. But, I mean, particularly that bottom bit, that's, like, perfectly okay. It's the top bit that's the problem, because basically the way that this moon works is, one, there's a really annoying hidden moon in there. Not annoying in terms of actually getting it, but annoying in terms of where it's hidden. But these blue platforms, when they come out, they've got a weird sort of momentum to them. So, basically, if you're hanging onto the edge, there's every chance that you'll just get flung off to the side and straight to your doom. And it does just make this bit, it's just this bit, but you kind of have to do kind of backflips or side somersaults or kind of just really properly deal with it. The only reason that went as smoothly as it did is because I had to go through so much hell getting it the last time. Because I did have such a nightmare of it. And I still don't like it because there's just a very weird set of physics on the platforms where they just fling you off and you just go, but I was grabbing onto the edge, or I just jumped up. How has this led me to my doom? But it did. And that's about that. And this is quite a fun one. And why are you being an idiot and flying in to the poison? Don't quite get where my head was at with that one. So I was like, no, you want to have the camera behind so that you can see the poison wave? I mean, surely that would be the smart, the smart way of playing. But no, clearly can't do that. No, definitely not. That would just make life too easy. Clearly, life cannot be easy right now. for me. And, oh! We found 500 power moons! Which means that we can go to the ultra difficult level in the game, which makes me really happy because it's just like, success! But then the other part of me is just like, yeah, gonna leave that until right near the end. Quite happy to do the dark side of the moon. Want to leave the extra hard level until right near the end because that is sort of our final challenge. I want to kind of explore the rest of the world again before then. And I suppose, you know, since we're just still popping around Bonneton and we're going to be here for a while, I should probably explain a little bit of how the rest of the playthrough is going to go, because obviously I am categorically not getting every moon in the game. As I said, I'm going to about 535 and then calling it quits. Because as much as I love Odyssey, I really do, and as much as I would happily play through it all again to 100%, as I said, there are some moons which I just can't be dealing with, like, so I'm just not. Unfortunately, that does mean that there are some moons which I probably would have liked to have shown off that I kind of completely forgot that I could do, and so didn't. But them's the breaks. At least you're going to see you're going to see all 30 power moons in the Cap Kingdom, because obviously one of them is found with Cap Kingdom art, and that one's not going to happen until, you know, we've left the Cap Kingdom. But, that said, I'm pretty sure we did see something in the Mushroom Kingdom, which was found with Mushroom Kingdom art, which will rather helpfully allow us to get to that lovely 31 total, and that just makes me happy. And yeah, there's a power moon on the brim of this hat. Just off the edge, because, you know, they just needed to be a bit of a dick in hiding it. It's all good. Now, one of the things that I feel I should probably point out is that I do really like that they show you exactly where the moons are. Because while some might say, oh, but it ruins the whole experience of finding them and exploring and all that jazz, the whole thing is that even if you have decided that you want those power moons, just because you know where they are doesn't mean you're necessarily going to know how to get to them. And there might be a challenge associated with it, others might not, but still. But also, there are still all the other power moons in the levels. These ones are just extras, which can help add to your moon count, and obviously are needed for 100% completion. But they're not the be-all and end-all. There are still all the other power moons, and actually the majority of the power moons in the game are not found in this manner. They are actually already in the kingdoms to find as you will, but obviously you can make it easier for yourself using Talk To, or by using Hint Toad or Uncle Amiibo. And yeah, that's all good. But yes, it is time to experience Koopa free running. So I've told the story many times of how I learned to do the dive manoeuvre, and it was entirely associated with Koopa freerunning. I mean, Koopa freerunning is a really fun minigame, because you are forced to leg it to a faraway location within the world, and you obviously got people chasing you, and it's all about who can get there first. I mean, really, it's every speedrunner's dream, in a way. Because, I mean, people have managed to get these down to, like, ridiculously small times thanks to their magnificent Mario moving capabilities. I'm obviously not quite that good, but still managed to beat him, so that's all good. But yes, there are 2 versions of this in every single kingdom. So one of them is just a regular race, pretty simple. Another one is a sort of, so you get the regular cup and you get the Master Cup. The Master Cup will only ever turn up after you have hit the Moon Rock. The first one's pretty much always there to begin with. Second one after the Moon Rock. The Master Cup introduces a Golden Koopa, which goes a lot quicker than the rest of them, and is basically the one to beat. And he's going to use some rather challenging manoeuvres that you may not have necessarily seen otherwise. I mean, as you can see, I did terribly there. And there's every chance that he's probably going to... he might go on to win. I might just be able to steal it with my brilliant rolling capabilities. And the fact that I have mastered maintaining my momentum with a triple jump. And you see? Perfect! Bit slower than my last one, but made it all the same. But yes, 1 in every kingdom, or 2 in every kingdom. The Master Cup in the Wooded Kingdom is the one that introduced me to the kind of dive mechanic, because to get across a gap quick enough to be able to beat the Koopa, you have to do that. There's no way out of it. Because you can see the Koopa do it, and then I was just like, but how? How? And then I learnt, and it stuck with me ever since. Can I connect to the network? Hey! So there we go, I am 258th, 705th place in the world rankings. 21 seconds, not bad. Obviously I was 35. Maximum 34. Oh boy. Quite a bit slower than those people. That's fine. I'm not expecting to be an expert speedrunner, because I definitely am not. Without a shadow of a doubt. I can play games relatively quickly, but woohoo! I am no speedrunner. Sometimes I sort of wish I were, but then other times, nah. Can't even be bothered, like. There's no real draw. I'd rather just play the games and have fun. And obviously be the slightly crazy person who, you know, plays through games for people on the internet. So, people probably don't get me either, but there we go. So we have 2 missing, one of which is definitely found with Mushroom Kingdom art, and the other one we get by having a little conversation with that gentleman right there. So that's the found with Mushroom Kingdom art. No, not Mushroom Kingdom. Cap Kingdom art, which we can't get unless we go to another kingdom, so there's that one. And then the other one is, yeah, speaking to this Bonneton right here. So, there's a treasure. He hasn't found it yet, so we need to find it. So we get a bit of a treasure hunt here, which is quite a delight. So no, it's not under the pile of crates. I always got a bit confused by this one, but this is the narrow path that dips into the fog. But yeah, it's not there either. Glasses Bridge sounds like a good shout to me. If you hadn't realised, this is Glasses Bridge because it looks like a pair of glasses. No, it's not there either. Really, Cappy, you need to get a little bit better at directions and remembering where these things are, because that guy could have nicked your bloody treasure. Yeah, right, so toward the moon. And it's around here, so let's do a bit of ground pounding near a rumble, and hey, bingo! So yes, that is basically all the power moves that we can get in Bonneton. That said, there is one more, and also, you know, we have got 4 more purple coins to find. Annoyingly, I know exactly where they are. And it's going to drive me potty trying to find them. Because they're hidden a little bit away. It's very easy when you actually spot the little nook where they are. But clearly my camera's just not been facing in that direction. Ever. Throughout the entirety of this playthrough. So it was very much a case of combing the entire area to try and find something, and yeah, I quickly realised, I believe, that this was a bad idea. Because, yeah, without the frog, you're kind of buggered getting back across there. Yeah, this is going to be a frustrating moment for all of us, I feel, because, you see, in most circumstances, you know, I have a run around, I have a little search, but obviously I've only got the 1 power moon, which I could theoretically still get here. So my primary concern is, you know, getting the purple coins. And I'm so close to where they are. I know that it took me forever because I basically did an entire lap of Bonneton. I was thinking, are they around the rim of a hat? Are they just hidden somewhere in the fog? No, it's so much simpler than that. They're in the main island. As soon as I sort of turn around to the right location, if you remember where the scarecrow is that had the... Yes, there we go. So you've got the little dip there where you've got the scarecrow right there, so you can see a little hole there which has got a plug. Through that plug is where the purple coins are. I don't know why that didn't click. I wonder if part of me thought, oh well, I have already been in there before somehow, or I thought, oh, it's just coins, there's nothing in there, it's just a pile of coins. I think because perhaps the first time I played the game was before, well, the first time I ran around Bonneton was kind of during that first initial journey, and at that point it is just coins down there, so I thought, well, there's nothing actually down there. No, it turns out there actually is. And it's the 4 purple coins that I'm desperately trying to find. Oh, this part really could have been about 4 minutes shorter than it ended up being. But at least, you know, you get to see some element of my frustration and growing insanity. So yeah, I had to run in here to just go, right, sit down, give me a nice easy edit point to run and go straight to where the bloody things are. And I remember when I saw it, I was just like, really? Really? But still, there we go, 50 out of 50 purple coins. So let's get our final souvenir for the area. The Bonneton Tower model, it's going to look absolutely dapper. And then, I hope, please, pass me, please, I'm going to get found with Mushroom Kingdom art, because I know that I looked at the picture. I know I did. Please don't leave. You're going to leave, aren't you? Yeah! Smooth. Basically, to get found with Mushroom Kingdom art, you've got to line up the big hat tower with the moon so that it looks right. But yeah, clearly I'm not doing that. It's probably because I was thinking, oh, you know what, I'm just going to hop, skip and a jump through the rest of the worlds. So, it's all good. Yes, we can get to the dark side of the moon. That's for later. In the meantime, we, as I said, are going to hop, skip and a jump through the rest of the kingdoms. Obviously to see Peach, and to maybe get a few other things whilst we're on the way there. So, let's go!